The joy of eating at a Prasmanan stall, a crispy chicken feast. The air was thick with the mouth-watering aroma of sizzling oil and spices as I stepped into the bustling Prasmanan, self-service eatery. The sound of clattering plates, cheerful chatter, and the occasional hiss of frying chicken filled the lively space. This was no ordinary dining spot. It was a haven for fried chicken lovers, where golden, crispy ayam goreng and fiery ayam geprek reigned supreme. As I approached the counter, the brightly lit display showcased an array of tantalizing dishes. Some customers were already stacking their plates with steaming hot servings of fried chicken, glistening under the warm lights. Each piece of ayam goreng, expertly seasoned and fried to perfection, boasted a golden, crispy skin that beckoned with the promise of crunchiness with every bite. Nearby, a bowl of vibrant sambal, the spicy chili condiment, sat waiting to elevate the flavors of the ayam geprek, a delightful dish featuring crushed fried chicken topped with a generous dollop of sambal, ready to provide a fiery kick. I took my time, soaking in the environment. The walls were adorned with colorful murals depicting bustling markets and street vendors, capturing the spirit of Indonesia's culinary culture. The chatter of families enjoying their meals and friends sharing laughter added to the warm atmosphere, inviting me to become a part of this vibrant dining experience. With my plate in hand, I carefully selected a few pieces of ayam goreng, letting the aroma guide my choices. I added a serving of rice, some refreshing cucumber slices, and a generous scoop of sambal to accompany the star of the meal. As I found a seat among other eager diners, the first bite was nothing short of a revelation. The crispy exterior crackled satisfyingly, giving way to the tender, juicy meat inside, perfectly seasoned with a medley of spices that danced on my palate. Each bite was an explosion of flavor, enhanced by the heat of the sambal, which burst forth with its tangy spiciness, complementing the richness of the chicken. My taste buds reveled in the contrast, a little crunch, a little spice, and a whole lot of soul. Around me, people were sharing their own culinary adventures, exchanging tips on the best pairing or how to enjoy the dishes fully. It was evident that this was more than just a meal. It was a shared experience that brought together a community of food lovers. I felt a surge of gratitude for discovering this little haven where flavors transcended the ordinary, and the joy of food was celebrated in every mouthful. As I savored my meal, I watched the chefs work diligently behind the counter, their movements a choreographed dance of skill and passion. The sizzle of oil, the crackling of chicken, and the aromatic spices weaving through the air created an intoxicating harmony. It was a reminder that food, especially when shared in a setting that buzzed with enthusiasm and spirit, could truly nourish not just the body, but the soul as well. Leaving the Prasmanan, I took one last glance back at the lively scene, a tapestry of smiles, laughter, and the irresistible allure of fried chicken, and knew that I would return, drawn by the promise of flavors and the connection forged over shared meals. A symphony of flavors on display. The Prasmanan counter stretched along one side of the warung, its glass display showcasing an array of dishes that made my stomach growl in anticipation. The star of the show was, without a doubt, the crispy fried chicken, pieces so perfectly golden they glistened under the warm glow of hanging lamps. Next to them sat their spicier cousin, ayam geprek, smashed flat and drenched in a volcanic-looking sambal that promised an addictive kick. Around them, supporting players completed the feast. A steamed rice, fluffy and fragrant, piled high in metal containers. A fresh vegetables, cucumber slices, lettuce, and fried tempeh for crunch. A various sambals, from sweet and tangy to make your nose run, spicy. A condiments like crispy fried shallots and a thick, savory peanut sauce. The ritual of building the perfect plate. Grabbing a tray, I joined the line of hungry customers, watching as the cook behind the counter expertly plated pieces of chicken straight from the bubbling oil. The sound of the crunch as he chopped a geprek chicken with his cleaver was nothing short of music to a food lover's ears. I loaded my plate with a little bit of everything: a piece of classic fried chicken with its crackling skin, a smashed geprek smothered in sambal, and a generous scoop of rice to balance the heat. A sprinkle of fried shallots and a drizzle of peanut sauce completed my masterpiece. First bite. A crunch heard across the table. As I took my first bite, the shattering crispiness of the chicken skin gave way to juicy, tender meat underneath. The geprek, however, was the real adventure. Its spicy sambal packed a punch that made my lips tingle and my forehead bead with sweat, yet it was so delicious I couldn't stop. Between bites of cooling cucumber and sips of iced tea, I found the perfect rhythm: crunch, chew, sweat, repeat. The atmosphere, humble but full of life. Around me, the warung buzzed with energy. Office workers on lunch breaks debated the best sambal level, students shared plates while laughing over stories, and motorcycle delivery guys ate quickly before heading back to work. The clink of spoons against plates and the occasional enak banget. So delicious, from satisfied customers added to the vibrant atmosphere. Why this meal feels like home. There's something deeply comforting about eating at a place like this. No fancy plating, no complicated menus, just honest, flavorful food served with warmth. The first bite takes you back to roadside stalls from childhood, to late-night meals after long trips, or to simple dinners where the only thing that mattered was how good the chicken was. As I wiped my hands clean, the spicy afterglow of the sambal still lingering, I realized, this is Indonesian comfort food at its finest. Whether it's the crunch of ayam goreng or the fiery thrill of geprek, this Prasmanan stall didn't just serve food, it served happiness on a plate. And I'd be back tomorrow for more. The vibrant colors of the dishes displayed, each more enticing than the last, beckoned to me, turning the simple act of choosing my meal into a delightful adventure. Glistening fried chicken, aromatic fried rice, and fresh, crisp vegetables mingled together, each promising a burst of flavor that resonated with memories of home and warmth. I watched as others filled their plates, their laughter mingling with the sizzle of woks and the tantalizing scents wafting through the air. Each bite took me back, reminding me of family gatherings and joyful celebrations where food brought us together, transcending the everyday hustle.